First of all, I'm working on the boys Naruto and Thor and Kratos, so yeah, don't worry, they will be out soon. So yeah, here's another episode of What If Naruto Was Neglected and Unleash an Ancient Evil, guys. Part 5. Remember to get this one too, 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're new. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime Symbol, Anime Prince. The links all will be down in the description, so go ahead, check them out and yeah, enjoy. And also if you want to see your what if be done by me, just go ahead and comment down below and I'll jot it down for future use. So without further ado or waste any more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode. Let us begin now, guys. So, the last part that we left off. The news broke to the world, but only those that were able to truly look into it could understand. Most villages wanted to keep the civilians in the dark, knowing that this would probably lead to an uprising as people would start to panic. And panicking people are bad people, yes, so they want to keep things on the wrap. But it could not be kept on the wrap for too long as it was rather obvious. The people had slaughtered one another, gruesomely and brutally. It made no sense. Yes, it made no sense. An entire population wiped out just like that. Thousands of people, bloody and dead. As Minato was having a meeting with his council, they were fearful. Yes, and they wanted there to be a movement to extinguish the threat that they were currently seeing right now. He has to die. Yes, Naruto has to die. There was no if or but, he has to die. Minato agreed with that as he was going to ask for permission. They had to move beyond the borders, yes. They had to go out within the lands. They had to move in. They had to make a quick move before things like this stretch and go beyond their control. Something has to be done immediately because this was getting bad. More and more bad. Menma and Mito were being trained by Kushina. She was pushing them insanely hard. She wanted them to be prepared. She wanted them to be ready. She wanted them to be able to face the threat that was coming their way, as she knew that Naruto would return. We then get to see Naruto as he was with others. Karin was by his side, as we already know how she come to join his side. But then we get to see none other than Suigetsu, who was also by his side. Having run away from Orochimaru a long time ago, Suigetsu had been found by Naruto. Suigetsu didn't take much persuasion to join Naruto. And then we have Haku. She was different. Her master had been slaughtered, yes, and she was about to die until Naruto saved her from the elite of the water country. He gave her purpose, he gave her a will, he gave her an existence to go on. And now she was a part of his family, the desire for a family that he wanted. But he couldn't have, so he created a better one. They headed towards the land of snow. As they were properly invited in, Doto seemed to be in control until he collapsed down to the ground like a puppet, which he was. As we learn what happened, Naruto wanted a home for his family. He wanted protection until they were ready. Thus he traveled the world until he came across the land of snow. He enjoyed the cold very much. He enjoyed it a lot. We then get to see what he did as he killed Sandayo, the leader of the resistance samurai. He also killed Koyuki. He offered to Doto as a, partnership to serve underneath him mostly. But the moment that they were alone, Naruto infected him and his main staff. As his power was like a virus, reaching in, it controlled, it dominated. But Naruto killed Doto though and took full control, making him a complete puppet of him. Doto was actually spreading Naruto influence. Because when they finally arrived there after all these years, the people welcomed them with an open arm. As they were truly in control, yes. But the entire village wasn't aware just yet. But soon enough they would know. As Karen Uzumaki had shown a glimpse of that as well, by driving the entire village of the grass mad. Years passed by though, 4 to be quite exact, as everyone had grown. We get to see Mito and Menma as they had grown, ridiculously stronger, having prepared themselves over the past couple of years. It turns out that Menma had a thing with Ino, but both would not say it out loud just as yet. And also Mito liked Gaara, a young boy that her father had saved by helping with his seal. The problem was, the organization Akatsuki started to move. Many were aware of Naruto because of their own insight, but no one could actually find him as many believed that he was dead. We get to see Naruto train in a group as he pushed his hand through them and ripped their arms off, but they heal up almost instantaneously. They were also a part of his family. The entire village was changing into something powerful and deadly, yet they were not being let loose on the world just as yet. As we get to see Gaara being taken by the Akatsuki members. His father, because of the trajectory, sent word to Konoha. Mito demanded to go. After a little back and front with her father, she was sent out as well, with Yamato, Kakashi, and Sakura. They made their way as they stopped the Akatsuki members, as Team 8 was also there as well. Specialty used for their tracking abilities. With that said and done, the Akatsuki members were trapped, and now they had them, but things went bad. Insanely so as Naruto arrived. He just arrived. The mere sight of him was a terrifying one. So yeah guys, basically let's split it off. You guys can switch across and play check out for yourself. So yeah, let's begin this. Now guys. Mito World narrowed into a single point of absolute terror. Naruto, their brother, the one that they feared for the past 4 years, the one that haunted their nightmares, the one that restricted their life. There he stood in the flesh, is here longer, his eyes looking like they've seen centuries. The presence that he gave off was terrifying. It wasn't just fear. It felt like a psychological feeling that dig beneath the bones, that seep into your very soul. Mito, do not move. Kakashi said, is one Sharingan already on full display? Yamato itching to make a move as well, fearing the outcome. They fear what Naruto was here to do. Kiba heightened senses had him trembling. Hinata could not directly look at him with the Byakugan. Shino bugs were alerting him to flee immediately. That is how bad the situation was. As Sasuke stood there, trying to analyze this thing in front of him. Because you couldn't call that amount of power, which did not even seem like chakra. When he looked at him, all he saw was a force that made him stiffen where he was. And the two Akatsuki members, Deidara called out, "Who the hell are you?" His gaze swept over them with mild interest. "Naruto," he said, "though I suppose some of you already know that." Sasori gazed towards him. "So you're the one, the incident at the land of grass that my intelligence has brought up." They've heard about him, but they've never actually seen him. Sasori was cautious. "Why the hell are you here?" Deidara said. "Our business does not involve you." Naruto's eyes did not answer, as he wasn't even looking at them. It almost like he was looking through them with those gaze. His eyes swept over the Konoha shinobi and settled on Mito for a second, but there was no recognition, no warmth, no acknowledgement. It was like he didn't even know her. You all seem frightened. Is it because of my presence? He said. He sounded so curious, like he was simply asking. The question hung in the air like a blade. Mito wanted to speak, she wanted to say something. However, this overwhelming pressure seemed to just bind her where she was. Kakashi forced himself through it. Naruto, he said, we don't want to fight you. Whatever you're planning, I want the One Tails. Naruto said, the words hitting like a physical blow. How do you know about that? Kakashi questioned, wanting to know everything about Naruto intelligence, trying to learn everything he can. How long have you been watching us? I don't have to answer to you. Naruto simply said to him, hey, enough of this bullshit. Deidara said, you can't just step in here and claim something like you're just gonna take it. For once, I agree with my partner, Sasori said, insulting Deidara at the same time. The Akatsuki does not share its prizes. Naruto's expression did not change in the slightest. He raised his hand. Purplish black energy exploded from his hand, materializing a massive barrier, stronger than Yamato would release. The wood release in fact started to wither and die. Yamato watches all the trees collapse and their escape route shut immediately. Mito finally able to break out of her stupor for a moment. This was bad. She pulled for her father's kunai as she channeled her chakra into it. Nothing happened. She did it again. Nothing happened. As Naruto spoke without looking at her, your father cannot come here. This barrier prevents any technique like that. There is no teleporting in or out. He cannot feel what you're doing. He's your father too, Mito said, her eyes burning as she looked towards him. What are you doing? Are you planning to fight us all? She questioned to him. He looked at her for a moment, before simply looking away. Kakashi stepped in front of her. Hold your position, he said. Things have gotten too dangerous with the Akatsuki and him trapped in here. We have to find a weakness to this barrier. Naruto then moved. One moment he was standing still, the next he was in front of Deidara, his movements too fast to track. Deidara though saw that he wasn't moving, he threw a clay bird. It exploded right in Naruto's face. But Naruto stepped right through it. Impressive technique. His hand gripped Deidara's throat. But still, pointless, he said. He slammed his knee in Deidara's stomach. Deidara was stunned as blood flew from his mouth. Naruto then threw him through one of Yamato's wooden structures that was currently collapsing down. As he smashed through it hard, Sasori let loose so many small needles coated with such powerful toxin and poison. But Naruto simply walked. Yes, he walked. They stabbed into his flesh, but they were pushed out. They were pushed out. Sasori was stunned. This shouldn't be possible. The amount of poison that his body was subjugated to a moment ago. How is he still standing? Naruto appeared behind Sasori. The tail lashed out as Naruto caught it. The energy, it seemed to be corrosive, far more deadly. It was swallowing every piece of it. Sasori had no choice but to eject himself, showing his true appearance, seeming to be in his late or early 20s with red hair. Naruto seemed more intrigued than anything else. So that is what you look like, he said. Tell me, how long did it take you to modify yourself like that? Sasori though was not about to give up any information. Naruto turned as a bird. A massive clay bird wrapped its wings around him. Deidara smiled. Cuts! Boom! Yamato shielded everyone where they were. Yes, he protected them, as a massive explosion ripped through the entire place. It was over, Deidara thought with a smile on his face. Watching as the smoke cleared away, fascinating. The voice terrified them all, Naruto said as he was holding Deidara's arm. He looked at the technique. In the past couple of years, I've come across a lot of things that are rather intriguing, and I've learned how to amplify certain things in many special ways. I wonder what's the limit. Deidara pulled his arm away as he jumped back. What the hell happened? I know I caught him. Sorcery. Release a poisonous gas as Naruto walked through it. How are you doing this? You mistake my biology for yours, said Naruto. Your poison doesn't work on me. Naruto said, actually inhaling it. Rather bad though for the normal man. This fight is over, Naruto said. You two simply don't possess the capability to actually do anything against me. Naruto said as he moved forward and held his hand out. Deidara watched as the space around him started to crack. Space itself seemed to be breaking. What the hell? Naruto rested his hand on one of them. The next moment, a fist ruptured into Deidara's gut, the size of his entire stomach. And then another and another and another and another. The space that was cracking was releasing punches from Naruto's sole intent to hurt him. Deidara staggered, bleeding badly, when Naruto rested two fingers on his head. The power flooded within Deidara's mind, tearing through his chakra network as it fought against it. Miniature explosions started to go on within his own system. Deidara released a scream, terrified, as his body was ripping itself apart. Sorcery, let loose. His main and 100 puppets, realizing that this threat was greater than he originally thought. Naruto looked up as they blocked out the entire place, casting a shadow down towards him. Naruto locked his hands together. Cataclysm domain, he said. The space was swallowed by a thick, oppressive sense of dread. Not to mention it physically changed as well. Every puppet stopped, almost like they were in molasses, their body unable to move. The laws of physics seemed to not matter in here as Naruto walked in the ear itself and started to touch all of the puppets. When the domain finally stopped, the puppets all crumbled away, their wooden exterior unable to handle the power that it destroyed them from the inside out. You call this immortality, said Naruto. I call it foolish. You simply trap yourself inside of a prison of wood and poison, said Naruto. Sorcery was actually starting to feel fear, as he didn't see a way to defeat this foe. Naruto was behind him, his hand already removing the heart. The strange special sealing heart from Sorcery's chest. How did you... Sorcery was confused. You're within a space that I created. Do you really think that this isn't all under my control? Naruto questioned him as he took the heart out and held it within his hand, slowly admiring the heart. It started to burn. Yes, slowly from the inside out as Naruto tossed it away. Less than 5 minutes, he annihilated 2 S-rank ninjas. He annihilated them just like that. As Naruto stood there unbothered, he was correct. They simply did not possess the capability to actually harm him or cause him any true threat. The Konoha shinobi had watched, in the same time trying to find a way to leave this barrier. As they watched with fear, Kakashi analyzing every single technique. Naruto moved towards Gaara. Mito lost it. No, she said, as she raced towards him. Immediately, 3 tails of chakra emerged. She charged at Naruto, ready to attack. She swung her hand, but Naruto caught it. She swung the other, but he caught it. However, her knee came up as she slammed it under his chin. She then kicked on his chest and flipped away, before she jumped back and slashed him across the face. She then ducked and kicked his leg, trying to knock him off his feet, but it did not work. She backpedaled. Immediately, forming a Rasengan, she drove it towards his face, but he caught her wrist. She smirked though as she caused the technique to erupt, exploding in his face. However, when she felt his grip tighten on her wrist, she knew Naruto's head slammed into hers, stunning her. His fist then slammed into her gut. Mito Sakura cried. He drove her head through the ground. When she looked up, he stepped in her chest as the ground exploded. The team descended upon him. Kiba and Akamaru spun in a devastating arc. Shino bugs reached to his legs, Yamato wood binding, Hinata gentle fists. They all descended upon him. Yet, the depths of his power exploded from his core, blasting them all away. Even Kakashi, who appeared behind him, trying to shove a lightning blade through his chest, failed, as Naruto had spun and caught his wrist mid-strike. Impressive technique, he said, but that won't work on me. Naruto snapped his wrist casually. Sakura jumped forward, enhanced punch as she hit the ground, forcing space between them, fearing Kakashi's death. But Naruto was gone, nowhere to be seen, until he stood behind her. She stood there frozen. It was over. She was gonna die. You're stronger than you appear, Naruto said, as he walked off like she didn't even matter. Her legs gave out as she collapsed, feeling like she was about to cry. His presence alone. Naruto made his way towards Gaara. When Sasuke Uchiha finally moved, Sasuke had been watching, analyzing and waiting for the perfect moment, and he saw it. There is no way that he could be stopped. His Chidori about to rip through Naruto's chest. Predictable. Naruto dodged. His speed predicting Sasuke in a split second. Naruto grabbed his arm and snapped it. Sasuke bit by the scream as he went for Naruto's leg. Naruto jumped over and stepped in his joint. He covered Sasuke's mouth and smashed his head through the ground. Naruto looked down upon Sasuke in agony. He walked over to Gaara. Mito struggled to pull herself up. No, please, don't kill him. Naruto plunged his hand into Gaara's stomach. Gaara screamed. Terrifying scream. No, stop, Mito said. Please, she begged. Finally, after a few seconds, Naruto ripped his hand out, having seemed to retrieve what he wanted. He then walked away, like their existence did not matter. The barrier, all that power went directly back into him. Kakashi moved towards Mito and Sasuke, stopping them from making another move. Holding his broken arm, "Let him go," he said. Let him go. He looked towards Yamato, who understood as well. He was stronger than them. There was no doubt in that. He could kill them, especially within his barrier that he seemed to control all space that was around him inside. Once he just went away. Sakura, help him! Sakura moved towards Gaara. She checked, he was alive. But the seal that was on him something was wrong. The seal, the power inside of him seemed to be unstable. Whatever Naruto did, the power of the tail beast was gonna erupt. Mito reached as she pulled out the kunai, sending her chakra. At Konoha, Minato felt it. Desperate fear. He arrived in a flash, seeing the two Akatsuki members' remains. He looked confused. Father, it was Naruto. There's no time. It's Gaara. His seal, it's... Minato moved towards the boy's side, who was screaming in agony. Power flooding through him, Minato did quick thinking and placed a temporary seal to force the chakra back. Unfortunately though, they needed much much more extreme measures. The power was erupting inside of him in a way that the seal would not hold. They had to go back to Konoha. There was a sealing chamber that would restrict the power. They had to go back. As the group left, we get to see that Zetsu had been there the entire time. Zetsu had been following the Akatsuki members. It was his job to inform them if, well, anything was awry. He had been about to tell them that the members down below was following them when they were shot out of the sky, and then he was also trapped. White Zetsu was stunned. It seems we have something even worse that we never truly accounted for. And he's been right under our nose. Black Zetsu was speechless. Not knowing presence like that from anyone else but one person. The possibility of this boy should be impossible, but he was possible, and he exists right in front of them. While that was going on, Naruto wasn't the only one that was making a move. In the ocean depths, Shigetsu grinned as he faced Icebu. The three-tailed turtle shoot a massive bolt of water bomb straight towards him. The compressed water bullet ripped through the ocean, but Shigetsu dodged strikes until he held his hand out and stopped one of them and seemed to redirect all that force. It stunned Icebu as Shigetsu landed on his shell. "Got you," he said. He drove his hand down, but it wasn't physically though. Icebu roared. The entire water shook violently. Meanwhile, Utakata was frozen, unable to move an inch, as Haku reached into his stomach before she ripped her hand out. And then we have Karen, as she was holding two Jinchurikis. Well, four of Naruto's people, their people, was restraining them. They held them in a strange position, their arms and legs bound by the four mask-covered shinobis. They bent their bodies in ways that did not seem entirely human. Karen though had both of her hands implanted in Roshi and Han, who was in the forest area. She ripped her hands out. "I got it," she said. Upon releasing them, the two Jinchurikis collapsed. The power inside of them seemed to go unstable. Yes, as it started to fluctuate unnaturally, sending out a beacon to every single sensor. But Naruto's group did not seem to care in the slightest, as they simply made their way. News of the attack spread rapidly across the elemental nation. Multiple Jinchurikis had been attacked at the same time. Not by the Akatsuki though. Everyone who had feared that it was them, it wasn't them, it was an unknown organization. Surprisingly though, none of the Jinchurikis were actually killed. The six tails was found by Kira shinobis. The tail beast in its form, that is the three tails, it dispersed. It was remaking itself. Roshi and Han were found by stone shinobis and brought back for medical treatment, sealing to stop the procedure from, well, going off chaotic in their body. Whatever the group took from them, it seemed to be a main part of keeping them stable. But that can be fixed. It wouldn't be easy, but it can be fixed if they get to them quickly. And they did, because of the massive amount of output of chakra that was exploding out of them. Sometime later, underground, Orochimaru got the latest piece of intelligence. Coordinating attacks, multiple tail beasts. An organization was able to accomplish what the Akatsuki has been struggling to do for the longest time now. His eyes, permanently set like the Sharingan, gazed through the research. Orochimaru. The first thing he noticed was the way she addressed him. The Sama was not there. He turned and saw Guren, who wasn't supposed to be here. "Guren, what are you doing here?" "I've come for Yukimaru. He's finally making his move." What are you talking about?" Orochimaru said. Guren raised her hand. Her crystal release exploded, but it wasn't the same. Her crystal release moved like live animals, racing towards the Sonin, faster, at least 3 times stronger. He dodged though, twisting his body in unnatural ways. "I'm done being your tool," Guren said. "What have you done?" "You're betraying me," Orochimaru said. "You know what I do to traitors and you dare do this." "I found something better than serving you," Guren said. Orochimaru was about to lash out at her until footsteps. Footsteps could be heard. Every single one of them made Orochimaru's heart jump. Why? Why was he so afraid? But rounding the corner was Yukimaru. "Guren, you came." "Of course I did." "It's finally time. It's over," she said. Orochimaru was confused. Was it that child? Why did that child make him so afraid? Orochimaru did not understand. You're probably wondering what's going on. His blood ran cold. Orochimaru froze like he's never froze before. Not only did someone snuck up on him and was standing right behind him. When they stepped inside, they erased themselves so completely he could not even know that they were there until they spoke. Orochimaru feared to move, believing that the next movement would mean his death. And for someone like him that was truly saying something, he could already tell. Maybe it's because of the rumors. He just had a feeling. Let me guess. You are Naruto Namikaze, the one everyone believes is dead and gone. Well, you can just call me Naruto. I don't go much by that last name anymore. Naruto said, walking around casually, leaving Orochimaru like his threat was nothing. Orochimaru was pissed, but he wanted to know, why was Guren with him? Flashback. It was a year ago. Guren had been on a routine mission for Orochimaru. Yet, her mind was flooded with concerns for Yukimaru. Every time she went there, he seemed to be getting worse. The thoughts of Orochimaru not caring was something that she tried to suppress because she was loyal. As she went about her mission, she came across someone. She did not know who he was. He seemed to be, interfering because her target was someone that he was going after. You see, she was specially there to deliver a special scroll from a fellow scientist to Orochimaru. When she found this person, blonde hair, blue eyes, he would not listen. He would not get out of the way. So she decided that she would go through him. 17 seconds. That was all it took. He didn't just attack, he demolished her. No jutsus, just his fists. Guren was bloody, on the ground. She felt like she was about to die any moment soon. However, as she lay there, there was only one person that she reached out to in her mind. I'm sorry, Yukimaru, she said. That is when she felt it. The process being reversed. She was losing so much blood a moment ago, but now, she opened her eyes. Who's Yukimaru? Naruto said casually, standing there. She didn't want to answer until he applied pressure to the wound. He's a boy, she said. Is he precious to you? Guren didn't want to answer that because she's been telling herself that he wasn't, to spare herself from losing anyone, considering that she was the one that killed the boy's parents. However, her lack of response caused him to apply more pressure as she screamed, and she told him what he needed to know. She told him everything, but his questions were only about her life and Yukimaru. I see, Naruto said. Well, your master was the one that made you this way. He took someone desperate and alone, molded them into the perfect soldier, willing to do what they say, At any moment notice, Orochimaru's tactics are quite, well, impressive. She was surprised. He knew about Orochimaru, but you're starting to wonder and think, maybe he doesn't care about the one that you care about. Maybe he's just using him for his power. Well, you already know that. But maybe he's also using you as well. I could free you. Free you from this shackle. And the boy as well. You both could be a part of a greater family. I respect loyalty, said Naruto. And as much as you try to cover it up, while you are loyal to the wrong man, your deep love for Yukimaru is something that can be admired. I will never join you, she said. He smiled, almost like he predicted that answer. When you need my help, just search your thoughts. Reach for me, and I will save you and the boy. He left her alone. He didn't kill her. Guren had returned. She didn't know why, but she kept the information to herself. But his words started to bother her. She saw Yukimaru and saw his state was even worse. She brought her concerns to Orochimaru, who did not seem to care in the slightest. She questioned Yukimaru about that. Why are you... She didn't even know how to talk properly. What's wrong, Guren? He said. The state that you're in. So much pain, she questioned him. I'm doing this for you as well. Orochimaru said that it will make you happy. And that's all I want. His smile broke a part of her. She started to question everything. She felt it. That feeling that he was talking about and reached deep within. It was like she was being drawn to a location, but there was nothing there. Until you called. Guren turned surprised. You came. I told you I would. He's gonna kill him. It's too much and he doesn't care. I need you to save Yukimaru. I need you to get him out of here and get him somewhere safe. What about you? Don't bother with me. I'm a lost cause. He's too precious for this world. You said something about a family. I will save him, said Naruto. Thank you, she said. She didn't fully know about this person, but it was better than dying a slow, agonizing death, right? But I'll save you as well. Guren looked up as his hand was caressing the side of her face. It wasn't sexually. It was care, love, in a way that was hard to define. I told you I admire people like you, willing to sacrifice everything for the one that you love. But without you, there is no saving Yukimaru. He loves you, and he needs you. Guren felt a strange, overwhelming force of emotion that she just couldn't understand. As she looked up towards this person that made her feel different than she's ever felt. All she has ever known was pain until Orochimaru found her and put her through hell to become what she is now. And yet, in just a matter of days, someone could come in her life and just dissect it in this way did not seem possible, but it was. Back to the present day. There was a reason why Yukimaru and Guren stuck around. Yukimaru was no longer affected by Orochimaru experiments. The boy had changed just like Guren. The pain wasn't as painful. His chance of death because of that had dropped to less than 0.01%. He was fine. Yukimaru wanted to prove to his family as well that he can do this. He wanted to stick around. Orochimaru had something that Naruto wanted. And during the time being here, they were passing information back to Naruto, but it's time for them to come home. So, You've been planning this, Orochimaru said. Well, they've done wonders in giving me something I need from you, said Naruto. Your research, it's grown quite a lot, especially with your constant obsession with learning, the limitation of those eyes. If only you truly understand how far you could reach if you simply open your mind to greater opportunities. But none of it matters, Naruto said. I'm not here to kill you because there's no reason. What's that supposed to mean? Naruto started to walk away with Guren and Yukimaru. The world is changing. All of this power that you've gathered, all of the techniques that you've stolen, the immortality that you pursue, all of it is pointless for the world that is currently coming, Naruto said. What? You're going to bring that change? Yes. I am one of the person that will, Naruto said. Orochimaru wanted to attack. He wanted to strike Guren down for her betrayal, but something was preventing him. Maybe it was years of instincts, knowing that if he made a move, he would die. And that's the most scariest part of it all. What did they take though? He made his way inside, but he couldn't find anything that would help them. What the hell was going on? He had absolutely no idea. Time skip. Menma Namikaze was along with Team Guy as they were currently on a mission within the Land of Fire. This is so tedious. Tenten said, we're tunings. We should be getting better assignments than these. However, Lee was rather happy about it. The youth of flame is in every single task, he said, but Tenten blocked him out. Menma was smiling until he stumbled, but he caught himself before he could fall. Are you okay? Tenten said. Yeah, just a little clumsy, I guess. But that wasn't true, not at all. Menma hasn't been sleeping well lately. He was having these strange dreams. Vivid dreams that made no sense. It almost sounded like someone was calling out to him. Multiple voices spoken, but he couldn't understand them. They didn't make much sense. So yeah, he was a bit exhausted. As he was helping with the packages and everything moving along, Menma felt a strange pull. As he just suddenly stopped talking, in the middle of talking to Tenten. Menma, she said. However, he just stopped talking. The next moment he took off, at full speed. Him and Tenten being the only one in this part, she tried to follow him, but she couldn't keep up. She was able to see the path that he was going though. She immediately returned back to the group to quickly inform them about what just happened, and it literally made no sense. Team Guy put the mission aside of the moving the packages, making their way. It wasn't far though. Menma went towards one of the barren lands. That was right before they left the Land of Fire. There was nothing but flat trees and open earth in this place. Then he started to dig with his hands. Dig and dig and dig and dig. He threw dirt aside with desperate intensity. That is when Team Guy arrived, concerned and confused. However, deep within the earth was a special spiral symbol. The same Uzumaki symbol that they wore on the back of their jackets. Menma rested his hand on it. The moment he did so though, something happened. Energy seemed to flood through him. His eyes rolled back as he collapsed, Guy immediately catching him. When Menma opened his eyes, he wasn't alone. 20 silhouettes surrounded him. They seemed like spirits or ghosts. He was confused and terrified at the same time. One of them stepped forward and his features started to solidify. He had red hair, dark blue eyes. He looked at Menma like he was happy to see him. Brother of the natural disaster, he said. You must know what is to come. What the hell is going on, said Menma. Who are you people? We are what is left. Echoes of the past. We are here for one reason and one reason only. To save the world that will fall in damnation. Brace yourself. Wait, what's that supposed to? They all flooded into Menma as he screamed. Yes, he screamed. Menma opened his eyes. Team guys surrounded him. They checked on him, he was okay. Neji though was having a hard time understanding his chakra. His Byakugan saw something strange. His chakra seemed to be mixed and diluted, but that didn't make any sense. And this wasn't the Nine Tails, something strange just happened. They had to go back to the village, concerned about another episode like this. When Menma returned back to the village though, he was shocked as he found his sister in the hospital. His mother and father was there as well, unable to believe it as he sat in a chair. Dread watched over him. He had hope, along with the rest of them, that Naruto would never return, that they would never have to deal with a threat like that ever again. But they were wrong. They were all wrong. Minato stepped towards Guy, wanting a full understanding of what happened to Menma, concerned about the both of them. They would talk about the threat of Naruto later. Mito was still in the hospital as Menma moved towards her side. I'm fine, she said. We're all alive. And that is a good thing, she said to him. But he could tell that she was startled. He could tell that she was afraid. Yes, he could tell all of that. Look in her eyes, but she was trying to be brave. Menma then stiffened. Menma, are you alright? Said Mito. Menma. Menma! But his eyes seemed to glass over. They seemed to be unfocused. I am not Menma. They all looked at him. Minato Namikaze, Kushina Uzumaki, Mito Namikaze. He addressed in them so formally did not make sense. Menma, what's wrong with you? Kushina said. I am not your son, said Menma. It was his voice, his face, but he didn't act like Menma. Mito struggled to sit up in her bed despite her injuries. Then who are you? She said. What have you done with my brother? Your brother is safe. His consciousness remains intact, but his connection to his bloodline, the strength of his Uzumaki heritage, allowed us to use him as a vessel. We are the remnants of the old clan, the ones that sacrificed everything to seal the abomination that you now face. What are you talking about? Said Minato. Release my son immediately. We mean you no harm, Menma responded. We placed a fail-safe centuries ago to release an anchor in case the abomination was ever freed. The surge of power, unknown to you, that has been seeping into the earth. It has awakened us to tell the tale, to reveal the mistake, and to tell you how to stop it before the world is destroyed. Our existence did not surface because the seal is still intact and it hasn't been broken. But that power is now mutated and fused with the human flesh, creating something that we never expected, creating something that we never wanted. Wait, Kushina said, you're talking about Naruto. Are you saying that he's being controlled? It is more than that. Tell me, Uzumaki, Kushina, have you heard tales about a book passed down through the Uzumaki clan? Tales about a book that contained great evil. Kushina was quiet for a long while. Yeah, I think I heard something about that. I think I even have it. The remnants of what remains of Uzu was brought back here. It is no longer in your possession. It is with him. How do you... As we say, the seal was meant to be released. The moment there was an interference to try and open the seal that we placed a long time ago. But there wasn't that interference to open it. Instead, all of it merged with something. A human. Naruto Namikaze, your son. The being you think is Naruto Namikaze is not entirely him. Your son still exists within that body, but he's being corrupted by something ancient, something older than, perhaps, this world. Silence fell in the room as they were trying their best to digest that. So, are you saying that he can be saved? Mito questioned, wondering if their brother was truly just being possessed by some great evil. However, the entity did not fully answer her question. There are ways to stop this abomination. Before that, I can show you that we mean you no harm, for you to fully trust us. Men must start to walk. Where are you going? Minato followed after him, heading towards a wing where Inoichi was. For years now, Inoichi has lied in a coma, a great guilt upon Minato that he wasn't able to shake entirely. It was another reason why Ino and Menma had gotten so close. He had been here for her in the hardest moments. Not even Tsunade Senju can help her father. There was just something mentally wrong there. However, as he entered the room, he placed his hand on Inoichi's head. Even Mito arrived with her crutches. Inoichi started to stir. As he opened his eyes, gasping as he did, he was stunned. Looking around, "Hokage-sama," he said. He looked at Menma. "I am not the one that you call Menma. Tell me, he did this to you, didn't he?" "But it wasn't him. It was the aberration that you saw. I could feel that you were corrupted. But not corrupted to be controlled, but to be shut down. A physical strain on your mind." Inoichi remembered everything rather clearly. "A woman. I saw her when I entered Naruto's mind. How long have I..." He looked at Menma and the others. "How long?" he said. 4 years, Minato said, feeling guilt. He took a breath at that. 4 years. He was surprised. "My daughter, she's fine," Kushina said. "She visits you daily." Menma stood there. "You must understand, the being that is controlling your son. She pretends to be a woman. She called herself Juvia. But as we see it, it's a devourer of fate. A void itself that hungers within the night. A cycle of all ends." "What? I don't understand," said Minato. "What you see is not human. It wasn't developed, it wasn't created by anything in this world. It was summoned here." "By who?" said Kushina. "By us." "What? You brought this thing here? Why?" "We were searching for something else. Power to strengthen our clan. But it was our mistake that started this all. We will not lie to you. We believed that we could control the concept of this power. It predated chakra, it predated power as we knew it. And we believed that we could use it and harness it. But what we did not understand was it had awareness. It wasn't just power. It escaped and merged with a human flesh, gaining a foothold in this world. It was unstoppable. It slaughtered without remorse. It burned entire villages and smiled. It enjoyed the chaos, but it wanted something much more deeper. And we believed this would end civilization as we knew it. In order to do what we did, we had to commit many sacrifices, including the 20 of us. To pay for our mistake, we trapped it in an eternal book. The sacrifices was meant to power the soul fusion. The only way to fight this aberration tapping into the essence of the soul, along with nature as we know it. The only way to bind the aberration was to weaken it, using our life, where we lie in forever torment, to pay for our mistake. However, we are now freed, because the control that we once had, our spirits are growing weak, because it is growing stronger. We bound it with our spirits. We could never pass on to any afterlife. We choose to suffer because of our mistake, and it was our mistake. But your son, somehow, he's merged himself with the book, not releasing the entity, but that power now flow through him and it's being passed on into others. We wouldn't have been awakened, but the earth itself is now feeling this power. It has begun. A change that would change the world as you know it. That has triggered us. And due to our connection with it, we were able to reach out to the closest one, your son Menma. The only thing that we are here to do right now is to help you stop it. We know a way to put it down forever, because unlike before, we never thought that this was a possibility. The merger of it and a human host. We thought it would have perhaps taken eons to accomplish if we forcefully tried to do it. But your son, he willingly handed himself over. Hearing that, Minato and Kushina felt regret almost immediately, knowing that it was their fault, because they were never there for Naruto. There is no time to blame anyone, the Uzumaki said. All that must be done now is to end it. How? Said Mito. As I said, we never thought that it could fully merge with someone like this. The only way to end it is to kill him. They were all silent for a while. We can't, Minato said. I've tried. Yes, you have. Because you never had the right conditions. You cannot look at him like he's a human anymore. Destroying any organs will not work. Bleeding him dry will not work. You have to destroy him, especially. We fear one day that something like this might happen. We had poured our last remaining knowledge and everything away, just in case. And we believe with this merger, you can stop him, using what we have left behind. It is the only way to create a weapon to destroy him. With his death, the entity, having completely merged itself, trying to get its freedom, will also die. But this must be done before he finds a way to break our soul connection. Is it just you guys? That won't be enough time, Kushina said. No, it is not just us. I told you sacrifice is needed. They were needed. Sacrifices, said Minato. We had to destroy many lives. So this is your fault, Mito said. You brought this thing here. You made it corrupt my brother because you wanted power, and now you're telling us that you sacrificed so many people. Yes. He wasn't trying to lie to any of them. We are to blame, and that is why we gave up our life to suffer for the consequences that we've caused. But this is not the time to go over that. What we need right now is to work together. I have the knowledge to stop him. But it must be blood that takes him down. No one else. He said, looking at all of them. It must be you all. Your blood is also needed for the ritual. What we're going to create is a weapon. And it will be the only chance that you have to kill him. What if we don't? Kushina said, if you do not, and this entity is brought forward, unlike before, it wasn't fully merged. It had forcefully taken over the woman that it called itself Juvia. But with your son giving it full acceptance into this world, tying it to his very soul, nothing in this world will be able to stop it. And life as you know it, everything will cease to exist. All of this will be irrelevant. So the question now stands. Are you all capable of doing what is necessary? Capable of creating this weapon? There cannot be any doubt or hesitation in your heart. Because if you do not stop this in time, you all shall die. The word rang through their head when Menma suddenly fell back in the chair. Minato moved towards him as Menma opened his eyes. Dad? What's... Inoichi? Wait, what's going on? Said Menma. Menma suddenly blinked as he heard words in his mind. What is it, son? They say when you have the answer, you must say it. They want you to know what's in your heart, if they can do what is necessary. The family members looked at one another, Menma being confused. They have to do it. If it means saving the world, they have to. Minato looked at all of them as he looked back at his son. We will explain everything, but let them know that we will do what is necessary to save the world. Menma's eyes suddenly shifted. Understood. He returned back to normal and blinked once again. When he gripped his skull. What is this? What is it? Kushina said. It's a location. I see a location, Menma said. I feel like I have to go there. Tell me where it is, Minato said. It is what we need. Would someone explain to me what's going on, Menma said. Mito released a breath. It's about Naruto, she said to him. But guys, let me end episode right here. If you want to see the next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.